Okay, I'm going to make a response comment to a comment on one of my videos. Now, the comment was on a blown head gasket. Now, I'm going to get to the relevant to that in a second, but a blown head gasket, yeah, it's got to really depend upon how the head gasket fails. Now, I hadn't thought about this too much. I probably have in the past, but not recently. But now, if the head gasket opens up into the water jacket, the cooling system, yeah, you'd probably increase the pressure, but you're going to get those little bubbles, that indicate combustion gas in the cooling system. That's what guys will sometimes look for, with the engine running with the radiator cap off. They look for those little bubbles, and they do make a tester you can drop in there and check for that. But if the cooling system, if the head gasket fails along the side where it's just leaking combustion gas out, it probably won't build up enough compression to fire. If it opens up, coolant or water into the oil, you're going to get that real sick-looking muddy mess. I've seen that once or twice. That can look pretty bad. But okay, the initial video was on Junkyard Digs. That's the title of his YouTube channel. And the last 2 or 3 videos are on this particular property. Now, what the deal was, if you don't want to watch the video, the owner of this property, I think it was a farm somewhere in Iowa, but it was a barn, a shed on a quarter of a property, but I think it was a house there too. I don't know if they're going to keep the house or level the house, but they're going to level the barn. And the bank wanted all the vehicles out of the barn. The Junkyard Digs guy, I think his name was Dalton, but I may be wrong on that. But he made a deal with the bank. I don't know how much he paid for it, but it probably wasn't very much. Was the contents of his barn and some of the vehicles outside. Most of them, all but 2, were mid-'60s Buick something, the particular vehicle that the Junkyard Digs guy liked. And they were all parts. None of them were whole cars. So, he had several engines, piece of the drivetrain and stuff. But he'd already got those hold out, and the Jeep was the last thing he got off the property. It was like a '94 Jeep Wrangler with a 4-cylinder an inline 4-cylinder engine. And after I think he had to replace a fuel pump and maybe do one other thing, but he got that thing going. Did a little bit of work on the brakes, and got it where he could drive it home. And probably home, he suspected it was a blown head gasket, but by the time he got home, it was running better. So I'm not sure quite what the problem was. I'm not quite sure if he may keep the Jeep or he may turn around and just sell it to somebody, just say, hey, it's as is. I don't know anything about it. And I don't think he got a title or anything. I think he's probably got to go through the process of getting abandoned titles on stuff, which is making me think that he may just turn around and sell this thing as is, as a running vehicle. But like I said, as is. But if that were mine, I would, depending upon how I was going to use it, if I was just going to drive it, around here close where I was within easy towing distance of, friends of mine, or if something major happened to it for something I could not fix along the side of the road somewhere, because just about every gearhead every gearhead has done that at one point, been off the side of the road in the blazing hot sun or freezing cold at night with a flashlight fixing something. But anyway, I said, if I were going to take that thing on any distance, I would either go through the engine that's in there, or rebuild what's in there, or find something that would bolt up that would that I could rebuild and put back in there. Depending upon how I was going to use it. So if I wanted to take any distance and have something I could trust, but let's see. Well, on those Jeeps, I don't know what bolts to what, because Jeep has. Jeep started out as Willys Overland Corporation back in the 40s, and during World War II, Ford made some of the Jeeps, and they put their own engines in the Fords, and then I think later Ford took over Jeep, and then some Jeeps have AMC motors on them, American Motor Corporations, the Javelin and the Gremlin, and there's 3 or 4 AMCs that were popular. I don't know, 70s, 80s somewhere. They used some of the motors for the Jeeps. Let's see. Jeep has been passed around like a bad boyfriend a few times, and Jeep is currently Chrysler bought out Jeep a few years ago, and then Daimler bought out Chrysler. So I'm not sure what fits what anymore. I'm not sure what's going to fit that. If you got a cutting torch and a welder, adapter plates, you can make anything fit anything. But I don't care to be with an arc welder making mounting brackets, because I don't trust my welding. I'm going to find out what's going to bolt up in there. If I'm going to put a bigger inline six in there, I'm not sure what fits what. But if I were going to put a six in there, I would completely rebuild it so I'd have something I could trust, and take off, cross country or something. But if that were mine, I'd register it to me and just drive the hell out of it. But man, I'd really love to have that Jeepers. There's a couple of the Grand Cherokees down there at WSM I've saw that if I'd had the money in my pocket, I would have bid on them, but just didn't have the money. Maybe mid '80s, mid '90s Jeep Cherokee, some Jeep Cherokee or Grand Cherokee, one of that type of vehicle. But I'd love to have something like that, a 4-wheel drive version of that. That's something I would love to take on that 100th anniversary of the Route 66. If some chick wants to join up with me, she's a gearhead boyfriend to go with her, hey, let me know. Okay. Let's see. I was going to cover one or two. Oh, let me give the name of the automotive YouTube channels that I regularly follow. I've watched a bunch of them because there's a bunch of them out there, but there's only about 4 or 5 that I've subscribed to and regularly follow. But Junkyard Diggs is one. Vice Grip Garage is one. Now, I love watching his cute, skinny wife and their kids and stuff. Let's see, Sleeper Dude, man, he's got a whole house full of kids. Don't remember what. I think he's in Tennessee too, along with Vice Grip Garage. I won't call his wife skinny, but she's a cutie pie, along with his kids and stuff. Let's see, Onardi Speed Shop. Oh, that's a boyfriend and girlfriend. Oh, that girl's cute too. Let's see, I think that's covered the ones I follow, but I've watched a bunch of the automotive ones, but that's one of the real popular YouTube subjects. Now, there's a bunch of guys, so Jaeger videos, channels like Amy's Crypt and Paranormal Files, along with a bunch of them. And the Urbex. I'll count the 2 Sarahs in as Urbex. No, that's not true, Urbex, but, it's all the same thing. And let's see. Oh, there's a bunch of electronic ones that I normally follow, but I'll cover those in future videos. Okay, love you. Bye-bye.